The mysterious lighthouse. Once upon a time, in a small coastal village, there stood a tall old lighthouse. The lighthouse had been guiding ships safely to shore for centuries. It was said that the lighthouse keeper, Mr. Watson, had lived there for over 50 years. Every evening, he climbed the spiral staircase to light the beacon that shone out across the dark, stormy sea. One stormy night, as the wind howled and the waves crashed against the cliffs, a young girl named Emily wandered near the lighthouse. Emily was curious and adventurous. She had heard many stories about the mysterious lighthouse and its keeper. People in the village whispered that Mr. Watson had a secret, but no one knew what it was. Emily decided to find out. She crept closer to the lighthouse and peeked through a window. Inside, she saw Mr. Watson writing in a large leather-bound book. Suddenly, he looked up and saw Emily. Instead of being angry, he smiled kindly and invited her inside. "Come in, child," Mr. Watson said. "It's too dangerous to be out in this storm." Emily hesitated, but then stepped inside. The lighthouse was warm and filled with the scents of old books and sea air. She looked around and saw that the walls were lined up with shelves full of books, maps, and strange artifacts from around the world. Mr. Watson offered Emily a cup of hot cocoa and began to tell her stories of his adventures. He had traveled the world before becoming the lighthouse keeper. He had sailed on many ships and visited many lands. Emily listened in awe, forgetting about the storm outside. After a while, Emily gathered her courage and asked, "Mr. Watson, people in the village say you have a secret. Is it true?" Mr. Watson chuckled and nodded. "Yes, Emily, I do have a secret, but it is not what people think. My secret is not a treasure or a hidden mystery. My secret is simply this: kindness. Every day, I write in my journal about the acts of kindness I see or experience. It reminds me that no matter how stormy life gets, there is always light to be found in the kindness of others." Emily smiled. She realized that the true measure of the lighthouse was not in its beacon, but in the warmth and kindness of its keeper. From that day on, she visited Mr. Watson often, helping him with his work and learning from his stories. She discovered that kindness was the greatest adventure of all. As the years passed, Emily grew up and became the new lighthouse keeper when Mr. Watson retired. She continued his tradition of writing about kindness in the journal, and the lighthouse remained a beacon of light and hope for the village. And so, the lighthouse stood tall, not just as a guide for ships, but as a symbol of the enduring power of kindness.